So a lot of times you see videos on YouTube about communication skills, and communication skills are definitely important, but sometimes we forget that just as important as communication skills are your listening skills. So listening skills often get overlooked, but I did a video recently about communication skills, and one of our viewers named Brian Phillips contacted me and said, hey, there's a Harvard Business Review article you should see that's about listening skills, and it was actually pretty good. So I wanted to pass along the learnings from that to you so that you could use these as you move through your career. By the way, my name's Jamie Turner. These are the unspoken rules of leadership. I go around the globe talking at conferences and events where I help people figure out how to do a better job leading themselves and leading others. It turns out there are 4 different styles most leaders use when they listen. The first is an analytical listener. An analytical listener listens from basically a neutral starting point, which is a good place to begin. A relational listener is the second kind, and a relational listener aims to build a relationship with a person that they are talking to and connect with them. A critical listener is somebody who actually listens and judges not only the content, but the person delivering the content. And then finally, a task force listener is somebody who wants to get to the point, figure out what action steps they can use coming out of that conversation. They're all important, and actually the best leaders move between those 4 styles as they go through their careers and conversations with people, and that's an important thing. Now, the next question you might have is, how do I become a better listener? And I've got 5 steps for you. These are outlined in the Harvard Business Review article. The first is to establish why you're listening. Think through, what is the intent of this conversation? Why am I having it? What is the outcome that we desire to have? The second is to recognize how you usually listen. If you're like me, and I hate to admit this, I'm not a great listener. A lot of us are like me, where you listen to about 25 or 50% of what people are saying, and then kind of do your grocery list in your mind as you're listening to the conversation. That doesn't work, so you have to recognize how you listen and then improve upon that. Also, be aware of who the attention needs to be focused on. If somebody's having a conversation with you, make sure that you are focused on them. You might want to interject a story that may move the ball forward on the conversation. That's great, but always be sure the conversation goes back to the person you're speaking to. That's the way to make sure that you are focusing the attention on them. Also, adapt your listening style to the conversational goals. If you are somebody who is a fast-paced, hard-charging executive, and you get home and you have a conversation with your spouse or with your children or whoever it is, that style of communication will not actually work very well. So keep that in mind as you move forward. And then finally, ask, am I missing something? Always be listening for cues and signals that indicate you might not have the impression that you need to have coming out of that conversation. Those are the 5 tips brought to us by Harvard Business Review. My name is Jamie Turner. If you like what you saw here today, feel free to subscribe and give me a like. And if you want to see more videos like this one, click here for a video that's been chosen specifically for you.